Going on, guys? Today we're taking a look at a game I've been pretty excited to be coming to the Switch after it came to the PS4 and the Vita a little more than a year ago, if I remember right, and that is Windjammers. Windjammers is now on the Nintendo Switch. It is $14.99, so it's not a terrible price or anything, and it's a pretty cool game that I've liked for a while now. Evan and I have been playing this game for a bit since we discovered it back on Neo Rage years and years and years ago, and we've been playing it at every convention pretty much we go to that has arcade cabinets and stuff set up, or those custom arcade cabinets that you can set up and change whatever game you want. This seems to be at every one we go to, so it's still very popular. It's actually pretty popular still in the esports scene, and it's pretty neat to see that still going on. But this appears to be the same game pretty much across the board that was on the PS4 and the Vita, minus, of course, the handheld mode, which I guess is kind of like what it was on the Vita, except it's a larger screen, better visuals and everything when in handheld mode. And it can use actually a single Joy-Con play because it doesn't actually use any of the shoulder buttons or anything. It's the D-pad or the joystick, and then just the face buttons. So you can get away with just using a single Joy-Con. The ratio you can change. These are all kind of the options you can use to change up how it looks on your screen, so you can kind of stretch it if you want. I usually just leave it 4:3. Background can also be changed. You can also add filters like CRT. You can smooth it, or you can use scan lines. I just leave it on no filter. And you can change the music between Neo Geo music or Neo Geo CD music. This, of course, did originate back on the Neo Geo systems. I remember the home console. I remember the AES had this, and the game is still like $250 or something online. So it's still a pretty expensive game to get. Now, this, of course, has online multiplayer, and we are going to take a shot at playing online. It's been kind of hit or miss whether I can even find a game. So I guess we'll get that started now. Whether I can find a game, I can complete a game, or the game I get into is laggy or not. And the lag in this game is a little weird, because if you get in a game that's laggy, it's not like things will teleport or anything. It'll just stutter and freeze up for a few seconds as it goes, and everything tries to catch up. Now, the average time to find a match has generally been about a minute or two, so it takes a little while to find a match. This one, though, look at that. We found Olivia here in less than 30 seconds, so that's not bad. We have 6 characters we can pick from, so I'm going to go with, Costa, and it plays like Pong mixed with Ultimate Frisbee, I guess you'd say, where each person is on either side, and you try to defend your side while throwing the Frisbee into their side. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and do that here, and I'll kind of talk about it as we go. So I'm on the left, opponent's on the right, and we scored right away. The different points are set up based on where you make contact with the Frisbee on their side. So the red is 5 points. I got to bounce up there. And the yellow is 3 points. So usually you want to try to get, obviously, the red, but if you can't because there's not as much space for it, you just get the 3 and you try to get to 12 points as fast as you can. Or until time runs out. You usually have about 99 seconds. So it's 11-0 now. So if we score one more time, we'll win this round. And it would knock him into it, actually, with a special move. You do have special moves, as you see there. And the way you do that is if you can hit the throw button as soon as the Frisbee gets to you, you'll flip it up in the air. And that's how you can do that. And if you get underneath of it while it's still in the air and you have enough time to charge up, you can throw it back to them with a special move. If it hits the ground like it did there, the opponent will get 2 points. So you want to make sure you can at least grab it before it hits the ground. Now, this game is very simple from obviously just kind of looking at it, but there's a lot of stuff that goes into this game when it comes to strategy, which is why this is so fun and why people still play it. It operates kind of like a fighting game to that degree. Like, there's that kind of psychology where you're trying to figure out what your opponent is going to be doing and what you can do to try to counter them and score. You can use curves, so you can quarter circle and do a curve, and that'll actually change like kind of the path of where the Frisbee's going, and if you can throw it around them, or you can try to hug a corner with it. And there's a power move. You have a couple different power moves. You have a spinning, you have one that hits really hard, and then you have one that lobs, where you turn the Frisbee sideways. So there's just a lot happening with this game as opposed to what you see at face value. So there we go. We won 2-0 in that match. We'll see if maybe they want to do a revenge match and we can get an opponent right away. Because, again, finding people is tough. That seems to be... Alright, so they just left. That seems to be one of the big criticisms about this, is the online play. And I had this same issue with the PS4 version. I didn't play it on the Vita, but I played it on the PS4 quite a bit. Finding an opponent was not easy. I had to keep doing the thing where you widen your search. It took some time to find people, and I've played this before on the channel with the PS4 version, and I was kind of just sitting here for a while, like I said, 2 to 3 minutes at a time to find someone. So that one time you just saw where I found someone in like less than 30 seconds, that's not the norm from what I'm used to anyway. It takes a while to find somebody and play them. Even in ranked, whether it's quick match or ranked, I expect quick match to be faster to find somebody rather than ranked. But I guess we'll go until we find someone. Okay, so I went ahead and just jumped into a rank match. So we'll play some people who are a bit better. And that actually found a bit faster in ranked. So maybe I'll just start doing ranked from now on. So yeah, the ranked seems to be a bit faster to find people. I don't know if everyone just said, you know what, if we're going to play for ranked, I guess. I don't know. Because it was a bit harder to find someone in that quick match. But we'll take that. Tiny little bit of lag there, right there, too. Now we're up 1 set, 0, 15 points. So we actually hit 3 5-pointers there in all 3 shots. So that's actually quite a bit you can score right there. Of course, you could score, I guess, 17. I'm trying to think. I think you can do 17. Oh. So there you got the curve. So I'm playing against a person who does not throw hard, but they're very fast and they can curve very well. So they'll actually get... I think I was playing as... there's a good curve. See where that kind of jumps down? I was playing as her one time and I curved and it actually threw it backwards, which was really funny because... You can see a little bit of lag there too. Because... it always goes forward. You can't actually throw it backwards behind you, but because of how hard I curved it, that was a nice curve there, it actually went backwards, but then it bounced forwards, so it was really funny. So we get that 5 to finish it, boom. Oh, man, she grabbed it. Because I threw it backwards behind me, it had to keep going forward, and it looked really, really funny. Got it. There we go. So there we go, 2-0 in the ranked match. This will, of course, push up my rank and everything. You have a point system at the top too, but it doesn't really do anything. So there you go. I'm now 94. I went up 36. You actually lose points, by the way, if you lose. So if you lose, you will drop down in points. So it's not a very forgiving rank system. Although if you played like Halo and stuff, there was a hidden number that would change, so your rank would go up and down in accordance to this hidden number you couldn't see. So we'll play another ranked match to see if we can grab someone else and see if we can kind of move up the rankings a bit here. I'm using the Pro controller, and I've found it works pretty well so far, nothing crazy. The PS4 controller worked fine as well, but man, I looked at like the Vita, and I don't think this would have worked super well on the Vita just because I'm using the stick for this because of the rolls you do. And like the Vita's stick doesn't have great travel, although the Joy-Con controllers don't have amazing travel either, so that might be kind of tough in handheld mode, depending. But especially with a single Joy-Con, man, that would be interesting. But the game's good. It's a good game, and I hope it does well. That's the thing. I wanted more people to play with online because the PS4 version is like empty. So like finding somebody there is tough. But it seems like this could do better here. Although I'm having a hard time finding people again. So there you go. But we'll see. We'll see how it sells. Of course, Windjammers 2 is slated for next year, and that appears to be coming to the Switch first alongside PC, I think. So it seems like .emu is kind of betting on the Switch to help it along, considering I don't know how well it sold on... Oh, I'm on the right this time. Oh, I don't like being on the right. I'm player 2, basically. I don't know how well it sold. You know what? I'll try being it heavy. We'll be G Scott. I don't know how well that's going to sell. Hopefully it sells well. Windjammers 2. We don't even know when it's coming out, so it could be like a year from now. It could be fall next year. Okay, so this is the stadium level, and the stadium level is cool because it will change depending on who's winning. So if like I get out in front, or my opponent gets out in front, or the back of our... I actually picked like a terrible person for this, by the way, because it's so large. My person's slow. Wish I knew we were playing here before I chose G Scott. Because, like, if one of us starts pulling out ahead, that red in the back will actually widen. Oh, got it. So it'll start widening if one of us gets too far ahead to make it a bit easier to strike the 5-pointer. So let's see if we can get one more 3. Oh, man. There we go. Got it. Look at that curves. Yeah, straight up in the corner. Took him down there, 14-6. But you can see how right now on the right, you see how the red quadrant is much larger. That's because I've jumped ahead now. So they're going to try to make him easier for him. But he scored a 3, so that goes right back to normal. But it's a pretty cool way to get like some rubber banding there. And I kind of like that. Yeah, there's little stints of lag even right there where he tried to grab it, but it kind of froze a bit. That's the one thing, I don't know if it's like the net code or what, but it does struggle with that. Got it. 6-6, there we go. I want to move up from the, I think I'm in the Silver League now. So you'll get different titles next to your name as you level up your rank, or you get more points. See if you can get in the corner. Boom, there we go, 12-6, got it. So there we go. We'll see. Actually, I think I might be over 100 points down my ranking. You can get up a lot higher. There are people, I think, at the leaderboards who are like 600-700. So there we go. I'm over, 129. Nice, nice. Oh, they want to revenge. Should we revenge them? Yeah, let's finish it off with a revenge on this guy. And this time, they get to pick. They didn't pick any bumpers. Nice. If you ever want to play against me and win, you just pick a map that has bumpers, because I'm terrible with those bumpers. So fortunately, they didn't pick it. Although I will argue that I think... I'm on the right again. I will argue that bumpers make it tough for anyone. So I'll be a bit faster here. And see how we can... See how it works with him. G. Scott, I could play as G. Scott. Just, man, in the stadium, that's like the worst... It's the worst level to play as him in. Him or Wessel, K. Wessel. Just because they're so slow. There we go. Nice curve at the bottom there. Yeah, so you can like curve it. Like that's a good curve there. And curves work well depending on, I guess, when you use them. It's fun to just kind of, whoa, grab that. It's fun to just kind of throw them and see what happens sometimes with the curve. Oh, that was a good pick. Just to see what happens. But a lot of times, if you get really good at it, you can get some real good strategy in there as to where you curve it. You can actually go around them. Especially like in overtime, curves are really good because it's usually next score wins. All right, there we go, 12-6. So we got that set. And let's see if we can finish it off with this set here. Sweep them, and you don't get any more points if you revenge them, because obviously then you could try to find someone and rank up very quickly that way. So that makes perfect sense why you wouldn't. Oh, that was good. That was good. And I got the three right back. So, but you kind of get a feel with like one of your favorite characters. Like I usually use Costa or Biagi. And then if I want to use someone who's really powerful, I use G. Scott. I'm not really into any like the really fast, like S. Miller and oh, nice, got that right away. Boom, there we go. I'm not really into any of the fast, like there's the girl and then S. Miller. I don't usually play as them as much because I want the character to have at least a little bit of throwing power. So there we go. We won again. Oh, it did give me points. Okay, so I'm up to 163 now. Very good. I have to look where I was on the PS4. I think I was in like the 400s or 500s before I couldn't find anyone ever again. So, but this is Windjammers, one of my favorite games to play with friends or just in my spare time or just for fun. It's something you can jump into and have a good time with. And it's been around for a long, long time, since the 90s. So, good game to check out, good game to play, and I'm really excited to see the second one and see what they can do with that. The art style puts me off a bit, but we'll see how it controls and see what we get there. Thanks, guys, for watching. Hopefully this gave you an idea of what Windjammers is. If you saw it pop up on the Switch, I think it's worth $15, especially if you have some friends to play with. The online's still a little sketchy, but hopefully as more people buy into it, it gets a little busier. Thanks, guys, for watching, and I'll see you next time.